You're listening and watching to a very special podcast. Okay, it's not even over yet, but we're getting there. Well, we got Mom back and my brother. Now we're gonna find Helda, and I am not resting until we find them, Maggie said with such exhaustion. Should you really be this, I don't know, in this condition to walk? Oh, just because I survived a very agonizing battle doesn't mean I can stop. I can't stop now. Why would I? Maggie said. Beavy rolled her eyes. I don't know. You just look tired. Well, we're gonna find her. Even if it's the last thing I do, Maggie said. So Maggie, Beavy, and the gang continued. But there was some pretty bad catastrophe going on, and all of a sudden there were two boys just scrambling about and very much of cowards running away. However, Maggie could hear them as they mentioned Helda. Using her symbiotic blood power, she managed to stop the two. Hold it right there, Maggie said. Helda, you know where she went? The boys, Oscar and Walter, were stunned. However, they stood their ground. Oh no, we are not squealers, Walter said. Yeah, we're not squealers. You? You think you're gonna get anything out of us? No, neither do you. We're not talking, and you can't wake us, Oscar said. Maggie knew where this was going. Okay then. Oh, Orga, Maggie said. Oscar and Walter were still not talking. After seeing this big, muscle-bound guy with dark green hair, and he had a face like a thug. Well, not really. He demonstrated how powerful he was by blasting away a tree that was nothing but ashes from this black lightning. She's at the old building of Nevermore. She was kidnapped by Dr. Whittington, cried Walter. That struck a nerve into Beavy. Whittington? Oh. Take us there. If she found out that we kept her secret, she's gonna have a fit with us. Listen, she's our friend. You tell us where this Nevermore abandoned building is, and we'll keep our mouths shut. Now, take us there right this minute, Maggie said. So the two of them did. They were reluctant, but they did. Once they got there it was, looming over Maggie and the rest. But they managed to enter inside. But as they were entering, they heard this loud scream. The whole scream made the room shook. Oh no. Helda! They all rushed inside. However, when they got there, they were shocked to see that she was alone. And she looked really distressed, but she was on the verge of something big. Helda! Maggie cried out. Helda could see this. You stay out! Go away! Leave me alone! Helda said. What's the matter? Come on, ever since you joined us, you've been acting weird. It's like you're paranoid or something. I I don't want to talk about it. Really, I don't, said Helda. There's nothing wrong with just opening up, Lecter said. Yeah, if you open up your heart, perhaps maybe we can help you. Nobody can help me. I can't take it anymore, Helda said, sniffling. It's all my fault. What is? Is this about how you killed someone? I was forced to kill somebody, okay? I remember. Here. It was the execution. They gave me the gun. They say I had to kill him. I didn't want to do it, but I did. And before I pulled the trigger, he told me of his last words. To stay strong, to do good, and not worry about what anyone else says. And he also said before I pulled that trigger, I forgive you. But his family hates me. All because I killed their son. I can't even take it back. Listen to me. It doesn't matter. Someday they'll forgive you. I can't. I don't know how to live like this anymore. They don't know what really happened. You don't know the pain I feel of killing somebody, Hilda said. But then she saw Felissa in the crowd. You let them hear, didn't you? No, I didn't. I felt bad about it. I'm sorry about what I said. Well, you know what? You can take your sorries and shove it right up your ass. Because I don't want to listen anymore. Listen, you gotta make me understand. What happened wasn't your fault. Well, you made it sound that way. I didn't know. I didn't know that they forced you to kill him. Well, I did. I was forced to, okay? And if I didn't, I was gonna get killed. Or worse, I was gonna be punished by being whipped and hurt and all this pain on my back. I can't. Helda said, in between the sobbing. She looked like a mess, with snot and tears, and worst of all, her hair looked like it didn't even look all brushed. It was very untidy. Her eyes were red. Her face, it wasn't really that pale. So you will leave me be to die, or I'll take you all with me. How's that? Helda suggested. No, let's let's talk about this, okay? I thought maybe you'd be happier, better, but all you're doing is being paranoid. You can't change the past, okay? I can't change anything. So what? You still gotta live your life. How? They can't even forgive me. Lysander's sister hates me, and I bet the parents do too. I can't do this anymore. So, you were forced to kill someone too? A voice said. Helda turned around. It's you! I can't believe it's you! Helda exclaimed. There she was, Lola. You know what? You're not the only one that was forced to kill somebody. I did too. You did? Yeah. They were my family. I was blackmailed that if I didn't do it, it would kill them. So I did. However, I wanted out. I couldn't take it anymore. I was planning my escape, but somebody snitched on me, and then my parents were infestations, and I was forced to kill them. I didn't want to do it, but I could hear my family telling me to do it, to get it over with. I was really emotional. I was distressed by it, but I did, and I was really, really torn up. I couldn't even forgive myself for what I've done. But I know in my heart that they forgive me. Lysander told you that he forgives you. He doesn't hold anything against you. If he were here right now, he would have convinced you to not take your own life like this. He just wanted you to be happy. And you know what? You're free. You're free from all this pain and suffering. You don't have to suffer anymore. You mean it? Of course. Besides, together, maybe you and I can really rekindle in a new step for all of us, Lola said. Then she giggled slightly and said, and we can have fun doing it. Yeah, I guess we can, Helda said, smiling a little. Just before things went further, all of a sudden, a man in a lab coat seized Helda, and then he shouted, "You people stay away from my subject!" And then he ran off with Helda. Maggie and the others went after him. They finally confronted the guy, Dr. Whittington. He was going to force Helda into becoming some sort of chaotic monster and begin beating her. Helda didn't want to do it. She was no longer an experiment, but the doctor wouldn't comply. Seeing this while being hidden by the crowd of her friends, Vivi knew that this was going to turn ugly. Just then she felt something inside her stirred, like some sort of rage. All of a sudden she was angry, and then she ran over and cried out, "You're not hurting anyone anymore!" she shouted. Then, all of a sudden, she charged at him as an infestation would. And then she grabbed the doctor and pounded him to the ground hard. Then she leaned over and then she bit him. Maggie couldn't believe it. Nobody else did. Maggie looked over. "Evie, are you okay?" she asked. However, as Beavy slowly raised herself up, she crouched a little, but she didn't raise her head. When she finally did, there was blood all over her mouth and her teeth. No, they were sharp fangs. She turned to everyone, and then she said, in a voice that sounded quite like an infestation, "Go," she said. The others were shocked. However, Beavy shouted, "Get out!" and she ran on all fours. "Beavy, wait!" Maggie said. Now Maggie was really mad, and she was going to take on the doctor herself. Thank you for listening and watching. Stay tuned for more coming your way. I'm Catherine Donovan, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.